Hey everybody, it's Angie from Trips with Angie, and today I am sharing my top tips for how to make the most of your vacation time. So the first thing I want you to do is to go through and just make a list of all of the paid time off you have at your job. Do you get holidays off? What are they? What are the dates? Do you have PTO? How many hours do you get? Is it by the hour or is it by the day? And does it accrue? So do you have all of that available to you at the beginning of the year? If not, when would that PTO be available to you? So that'll help give you an overview of how much time off we're talking about. So for instance, at our jobs, we used to get Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving off. So we would always plan trips over Thanksgiving. We just let our family know that we are not letting two back-to-back paid days off go to family. We want to use that for vacation. And strangely enough, they were fine with it. We would have a celebration either the weekend before or the weekend after, and it wasn't that big a deal. So once you have that listing, then the second thing I want you to do is to research how to find a non-stop flight from where you live. And Google Flights can be very helpful with this. So if you go to google.com/flights, you can put in your home city or any home cities that are near you, and then the time of year you want to travel. So pick that first paid holiday, let's say, and put in a couple dates around it, and then leave the to area blank. So we just want to leave that blank. So we want from your local airports and any nearby airports you'd be willing to drive to, then leave the to area blank and then hit search. And then you can filter that by nonstop. And this will let you know what nonstop flights are available from your home airport. And you can even search to see different dates and see what's available. Now this is really important because you really want to make the most of your time off. So if you can pick locations where you have a nonstop flight, that will give you a lot more time in the location, in your destination. The other thing that helps you set up is what we used to call rockstar trips. So this was the trip where you would take the last nonstop on Friday night or the first nonstop on Saturday morning if you got weekends off, and the last nonstop Sunday night. So you could have a whole trip in a new city just over the weekend without missing any work at all. So we got to explore cool cities like Washington, D.C., New Orleans. We actually loved Birmingham, Alabama. So once we figured out where those nonstops were, we started crafting weekend getaways to those places where we didn't require any time off. Another tip is to find out if you can work remote. So since COVID, a lot more jobs are allowing you to work remote, and this way you can use half days as much as possible. So we would set it up so we would work a half day in the morning and then vacation in the afternoon. This works particularly well if you take advantage of a time change. So we were working in the East Coast time. So when we would fly to the West Coast is 3 hours early. So that meant if we worked from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., which is 8 a.m. to noon Eastern time, we would have a full half day of work in and still have a full day to explore the destination. Now, yes, you are getting up at 5 a.m. on vacation, but just think, you could stay extra days in that location with only working 4 hours in the morning. Obviously, if your employer would allow you to do that. Another very important thing is to block out time in advance, even if you don't know where you're going. So May and September are the shoulder season months. So these are going to be the months where most places it's the changing of the weather. So it's not quite tourist season yet, or tourist season is just ending. So those are two good times of year if you don't have to worry about a kid's school schedule to block out time to go on vacation. So you can just go ahead and put in your request at the beginning of the year that you want a week in May and a week in September, and then you can watch the deals, watch the different TV shows, find if someplace inspires you, and plan it a little later. But we found the sooner we got it on our employer's calendar that we wanted to take time off, the greater chance it would be approved, and then it was just everyone knew you were going on vacation, versus trying to figure out how to take a vacation at the end of the year when you realize in September that you have all these paid days off left. And the last tip is to just go. I know it seems impossible sometimes to plan time off, but the sooner you can just put it in your calendar and make that time, the easier it will be. It will allow you to check for flight prices to different places. Google Flights has alerts. So if you know, for instance, that you have blocked off May 5th to May 12th, you can put in a number of Google alerts to places you want to go. Say you want to go to Paris, put in a flight alert for Paris. You can put in a flight alert for Los Angeles. You can also check cruise schedules and find cruises that may work well for you. Cruises you can book, a year and a half, 2 years in advance, and then you can save up to go on those. But the most important thing is to get it on the schedule and be intentional. The most important thing is to get it on the schedule. If you don't schedule vacation, you likely won't take it. So be intentional at the beginning of the year, look at what you have available to you, and then make your plans.